So we said we are going to go talk to that girl in the church. Oh.
Yes, what is it?
I'm gonna have to just keep talking to her while she's on this. What are you doing in an abandoned? Actually, did I? Let me go back on this one.
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
What about these? What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my rain prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Rain prefect. Why do you need an antenna? Point to it.
I use the AR-1 as my rain prefect's processing unit.
Wait, what?
Rain prefect. My radio computer.
She explains. And that antenna, is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
She has stopped working now. Not really.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Wait, what's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East in Celindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
And the AR-1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable.
She stops to think.
But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She turns back to her terminal.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
Hey, right.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes.
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
No. I need to make sure you're not hiding anyone here. I'm a police officer, it's my job to ask questions. I'm gonna say that.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Huh? 2mm.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
She stares at the burnished antenna on a nearby table. A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for some science. I just want to solve a murder so I can go home. Let's say the second one.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
She replies.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual.
But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Does it have anything to do with ghosts?
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts.
She repeats. What about other supernatural entities?
I don't believe in them either.
What not many know is necroplasma exists. No, that's probably why it's not believing in them. Let's say the first one.
Great. What are we talking about? And why?
She gets back to work, a clear signal that this branch of the conversation is over. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success.
Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think the Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
She stops mid-sentence. That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about Nordic dance music?
What? I hate it.
She squints her eyes. What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Same here, it just doesn't connect here. Tap on your heart. Not like disco does, anyway. Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it? Let's say the second one.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for Nordic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
She looks up, shaking her head. What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice. A pet and zoo, a place for animals. Maybe some community space to help the elderly. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for Nordic dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
The lead programmer sighs.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
The lieutenant notes. Okay, well, that's her taken care of.
Hi again. So, How are things going?
My logic is so low. I'm here to talk about the church again.
Yes? What's the deal?
I talked to Suna again.
And? What did she say?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
The stuffy tent muffles the last two words. The command fails to impress. The love? No, I'm really not feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Ja, oder nein? Rocking it or dropping it?
She did not like the Nordic dance club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
He drops a hammer back into a toolbox, and she doesn't like it at all.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
He sighs.
Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. I could go for another try, bring down the hammer of the law. No.
Look at you, honour man!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist! Coexist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
She gets down. I mean, who doesn't? Just listen to that crazy pulse.
Wonderful! If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try to convince her. Proceed with the quest. Alright, I'll see how it goes. Proceed with the quest.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
That's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
So are they just gonna go set up in their clash with that woman?
Hello again.
Okay. This is, yep. So we haven't been down here yet. New area, new area. There's a few things going on around here. No boat in the boat house today. What's this? Give me all of that. What's this? Wonder if I should wear those glasses. No. Visual calculus. That's what I want. Okay. Swear that. The visual calculus. Got a point as well. Why is this one? Signature skill. I don't remember what the that container how do I get to what stat was the container? Oh my god, Dragon, it does not work. It's probably cargo container rhetoric. Right. And I think it's capped. Let me try one more time. Motorix intellect. It's the light blue. Let's have a little smoke. Let's see. Intellect. Rhetoric is on free. Only got one left. Does go up, but I don't get to put another point in it. Oh, it's unfortunate. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Lots of people out there miss the good old days. Won't let me walk up here. It's the edge. Could this be the boy Classy told you about? Classy, eh? People are starting to think
The metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That over there must be the boy Class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
He points to the strange-looking object.
Cold, air, tendons. Snapped the cords, keeping the boy in place. A little longer, and it would be floating somewhere out in the open sea.
What?
Moves across the water, leaving no traces. You're cold again, as always.
Yes, but who or what is this?
Splendor.
Damn, I felt really strange just now. We're lucky it's still here a little longer, and it would have floated away. Let's see the first one.
Indeed. Let's see what's inside.
The lieutenant nods thoughtfully. Pick up the boy.
The boy is not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom really have been torn or cut. You lift it out of the water easily, noticing how light it is.
Examine the plastic ball.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Sniff the boy.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop and decay. And just a dash of hard liquor. Yum.
I don't want to shake it. Open the boy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
No documents? Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
The lieutenant taps his foot, frowning. This is a minor quirk. We know what was in the boy anyway.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
He purses his lips. It must have been Classier's enemies, which means she's in danger. Maybe Classier took them herself. Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition? Let's just say this one.
That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her. Nothing more for us to do here. Let's go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks later if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Let the empty boy be. Yeah, I don't trust her. We'll talk to those guys after we have scouted the new land. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Won't let me run over there. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. New area here. The sign says entry interdicted. Ooh, ooh. The board cracks dangerously as you run. Be careful here. Are you telling me it will break? This place is dangerous. Take a quick little scout, and then we'll start clicking interactables. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Logic, I need that. What was that? A scarf? Found people. The hell is that? The small wire framing inside this futuristic looking found people hat, see, gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Yeah, let's wear it for now. Cheese. Logic though. Do you want logic too? Let's see if I can get away up in the logic. Ooh, glasses. Okay, so we'll put those on later. Jacket 2, sheaths. Okay. Logic, let's put a point. Well, actually, no. We'll wait. There's a few things I need to do with logic. What? It was letting me click on that before. Did I miss my chance? Is it because I had this on? Yeah.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look him, even more bullet holes. Something definitely gone down here. Visual calculus.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
He brushes the wall with his hand. Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Okay, let's click this.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Wow.
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
It looks like Renee.
Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at this line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who are they?
Murderers, twisted by orders, young boys forced into killing.
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution.
At first, the lieutenant doesn't say a word. He just stares at the wall. Finally says...
Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
What if it was the failed personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
The lieutenant nods.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition? The so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
The cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
Dark. I want to test something. Does it still let me go on that wall? Yes. So, if I unequipped the hat, still can go on it. What was the hat anyway? Reaction speed. So I guess it's just anything in the yellow. And if that's the case, let's go ahead and juice everything in the yellow. Hand-eye coordination, perception. I mean, shirts, yeah? Do I have shirts that give anything yellow? Nope. What about accessories? Yes. And for the ties, let's see if anything else pops up.
There's no way the perk isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in though?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Kim, you think she's in there? Point at the boarded up building.
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
He inspects the bars. Nothing more to do here then. Finish the fort. Did I not go in here? Got a little something, something. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
He turns towards Kim. Oh.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
He quickly changes the subject. Not a lover of the great outdoors.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Drunks and degenerates. That's my crew. Sadly, I think I might be a drunk or a degenerate. Maybe even both. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
He nods gravely. His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. but I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Oh, is this our guy? You said Revigal.
I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way.
He nods sullenly.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
He nods in sincere approval.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He shakes his head empathetically, then corrects his tie.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange. He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Is this your mug? Hold up the yellow man mug.
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right?
You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying. It seemed as if you were calling to it longingly when you cried, yellow man. I'm gonna say that. I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes. You look like the kind of guy who might have a collection of mugs like this home in his colonial mug collection. Ooh, maybe I'll say this.
How do you mean? Forgive me, officer, but we've only just met.
He is trying to avoid lying to you outright, in case you really have been to his apartment. He's trying not to look afraid, because that would be incriminating. Yet, he is.
Just admit it, man. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling. You're acting kind of suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching? Alright, I believe you. You look like the kind of man who knows it's a crime to lie to an officer. Haha. Let's I'm gonna say second one.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
Yes! I am, without fine, for 250 real, the maximum. Hey!
Oh, God. 250? How am I gonna pay that?
He looks at
Okay.
the slip.
I'll work harder. I'll pay it off. I promise.
I thought I was gonna get it now. He looks at the slip of yellow copy paper and then gets a hold of himself.
It's, in a way, admirable how quickly he composes himself after such a blow. This man digs authority, even when it's bullying him.
And I'll never do it again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
He needs to stop using crazy words.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
He says, bowing shamefully like a fallen knight.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and looks up.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind a whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
He raises both hands. Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
He changes his mind.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over.
Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection. Perhaps a little intimidation?
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
He gestures towards Gary as though he were presenting a work of art. Are you, Gary? Are you a racist? Damn. I don't know. I like the previous racist better. He is nothing compared to Measurehead, let's say. Let's say the first one.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
He blushes. Do you have a problem with Sealites?
No. No problem at all.
Let's
Not
go.
many.
Do you
Go
remember
shoot
how,
again.
when we met Measurehead? Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here.
The lieutenant is
I'm
a
just stating a
native.
fact. Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
He flashes an impenetrable smile. I want to raise this with the clothing if I can. Composure. There we go. 1 point is probably enough. Composure +1. I think that's it. There we go.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Why is he shifting around like that? Analyze Gary's composure.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
He's got the armor underneath. Hey, his massive musculature.
No, he's scrawny. Try again.
Something worn underneath it.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was
He sighs heavily. He unbuttons the shirt.
ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleam in white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
The lieutenant's tone is icy. Give me that armor now.
He sighs again,
Hey.
hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Ugh.
But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton. This is it. This will protect your mortal shell. Don it and live.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
His lips start quivering.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
The lieutenant jots something down in his notebook.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He says silently. He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
He says, staring at nothing in particular.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
XP? So Gary, you live nearby in an apartment in Martinez. Point in its direction.
Sure do, officer.
Have you found your door open lately? Mr. Clare must be very angry with you. I think I broke into your apartment. I'm very sorry. We'll return to this later. Mr. Clare must be very angry with you.
Mr. Everard?
The color drained from his face. Yes, he insisted that I open the door to your apartment.
So you work for Everard Clare?
He realized...
Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him.
He realizes what's going on and changes his tone.
What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
The man looks around, whispering. He makes sure no one hears you talk.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Really? I don't even know what it was about. I just opened the door. Yeah, I don't know what it was about, but he doesn't like you. Try not to shit yourself, Gary. It's just an open door. Our discussion on this topic is over. Let's see the first one.
Whatever it is, tell him I'm silent as the grave. I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night about some theories.
The man thinks.
I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
The lieutenant remarks with a smirk.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
Leave. Sheesh. Kira say this vitreous, like vitality or what? Vitreous. Let me see if I can get this. Oh.
Vitreous.
Made of or similar to glass. I see. Vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat, and it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Cool. Cool. We'll put all of the gear on soon. And then I gotta talk to this guy.